Melbourne.
There he is. Good to see you. How are you?
Melbourne, Australia. To some, the other end of the world, but to others, it's home. We traveled 8,000 miles across the world's largest ocean to reach this southern metropolis that is frequently rated one of the friendliest and most livable cities on Earth.
Whatever you want, it's in Melbourne.
It's also home to the Sandbelt, a suburban pocket of golden age golf courses that are widely acclaimed to be some of the best in the world.
Yeah, all right, we made it. We're here.
That's me, and that's Benny. We're on an expedition this week to experience the city, the Sandbelt, and the Sandbelt Invitational, a one-of-a-kind golf tournament that includes men, women, pros, and amateurs, and is the brainchild of Melbourne's very own Geoff Ogilvy.
I mean, there's a mentoring aspect, and there's no other golf tournament in the world where you're going to get to play 72 great holes that are all different in a row.
But before tournament week starts, we link up with Peter Bessie, CEO of Geoff's Foundation, wine enthusiast, and luckily, our host for the week.
Wow.
Well, we're just going to start right here by the river, the Yarra River. You can see the clock tower there is Flinders Street Station, which we'll get to, which is the iconic train station in downtown Melbourne. It's a crazy sports town.
Crazy about footy, cricket, Australian Open tennis, and the Australian Grand Prix.
You've never been to a Formula One Grand Prix, mate. You got to make Melbourne your first. Lots of music, there's lots of art in Melbourne, there's lots of eating and drinking. It's a great culinary town. But certainly, as far as top quality golf, Melbourne is king.
Well, I think it's with like London, Philadelphia, and New York. It's one of the 4 best cities for groups of golf courses in a small area.
This is Mike Clayton, former European Tour pro, current golf course architect, and product of Melbourne.
There's just a pocket kind of southeast. It was a fluke that Royal Melbourne convinced Mackenzie to come out and show us what decent golf was. To transform golf in the city.
Elvis Smiley is a young tour pro from Queensland who's playing in the event this week.
What I like to call him is the godfather of golf. He knows so much about the game, and fortunate enough I've had clates on the bag a couple of times, so it's been really nice.
Give you plenty of wrong clubs.
Yeah.
After a walkabout town, we get the tip on golf in the city.
Clates, what would you say about Albert Park? You get all sorts of types of guys there.
Yeah, it's just a place for people that play golf. Everyone plays there.
I'm Colt. Starting early. We meet up with Epson Tour pro Jules Sue for coffee and breakfast before hitting the range.
Yeah, happy to be here. This is actually where I grew up playing golf, like first junior clinic, first range sesh ever. Haven't been back for a while, but it's really going down memory lane right now. Definitely like the closest to the city. All the other Sandbelt golf courses are probably about 40 minutes away from home. Currently on the Epson Tour in the States. I'm not really sure if I would really be playing golf had it not been Albert Park. It's a good vibe, it's a cruisy vibe. I like it.
What's your name?
Cooper.
I'm Colt.
Colt.
Nice to meet you, Cooper.
Nice to meet you, mate. Everyone loves to come down and have a beer and if you're a bash and 100 balls, so yeah, it's good.
Hey, guys.
What's happening, man?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Nice to meet you, Justin.
Hi.
How long have you been playing golf?
Since the pandemic.
6 months ago. Like literally about maybe 10 times to the range in the last 6 months.
About 6 weeks ago.
Guys, girls, young, old, it's quite a good mix, really.
Did you walk here or something?
No, I cycled.
Gonna see a couple cuts here real quick.
You kidding me?
Good to meet you, bro. Some of the best golf in the world right here on the Mornington Peninsula.
Yeah, I would be too scared to play down there.
Thanks for chatting. See you guys.
No worries.
Enjoy the game.
Jules looks ahead to this week's Sandbelt Invitational.
We're all sort of fighting for the same sort of competition, and I think that's where this tournament was kind of grown from, was just to stimulate more of that competition amongst all sorts of levels. All right. Feeling good.
A local swimmer today. Spend an hour with Paul Kelly for Gravy Day, the 21st of December, tomorrow only on Triple M.
If you'd asked me what would I have loved, what was missing when I was young, if I could go back in time and have something else there that wasn't there when I was a kid. Playing with pros around great courses, we never got to do that. The best way to get good at golf is to play golf with people who are better than you, on great courses. The name sort of gives it away. The Sandbelt is a group of courses in this geographical region. There's lots of belts of sand in the world, but the sand in Melbourne is really, really unique, and you can just cut an edge to a bunker against a green and it doesn't cave in, it doesn't get soft. You can drive a mower over it and it turns into concrete effectively. But then you rake it a little bit and it just gets perfect.
Can you define the Sandbelt Invitational for me?
Sandbelt Invitational is half pros, half AMs, half men, half women. But I guess the real definition is we get the best players we can find and put them on the best courses and go compete.
Of the idea of the men, women and the amateurs all playing together, this is an opportunity I would have loved as an amateur growing up.
It's just great to see how these guys play. Sebi said there was only one guy on tour who had a better short game than him, and it was Peter Fowler, so I was hoping to get a little bunker lesson from him.
It's such a big part of my development as a golfer, so being able to play this is a privilege.
All 4 courses are in great condition, so yeah, I'm really excited to get after it this week.
And I was lucky enough to play with Geoff last year.
What did you learn in particular?
Making practice as competitive as possible to stimulate those nerves.
So I just turned pro a couple of weeks ago, so
Congratulations!
Thank you. Always a learning curve, and to get to play with guys, it's a privilege because they just play a complete different game. And
to play these courses, this is where you really learn how to play the game.
Oh, you want to go?
I'm rolling.
Okay. So we're at Kingston Heath. Well, it's rated in the top 50 in the world. It's fascinating golf. It's strategic. It's interesting. Great set of greens. Beautiful bunkers.
There's a debate in Melbourne whether people like Kingston Heath better than they like Royal Melbourne.
So Mackenzie came here and transformed golf here by showing us what decent golf was. Wide fairways and angles very distinctively Sandbelt. Sand face, sprawling bunkers eating into the greens.
And just an unbelievable set of greens. So this is right up there in that conversation with Cypress Point, Augusta and the old course.
This is Augusta, just better really, I think so.
Yarra, and it's a great course, fantastic greens. It's
famous for great par 3s. It's 11th hole is one of the great par 3s in Australia.
And Peninsula King was a bit of a newcomer. I mean, it's been there for a long time. And now arguably there'd be a lot of people who would turn up saying it would be their favourite, I think. The best condition of all the courses in Melbourne, I think.
Oh, I just, reconfirming in my mind that Sandbelt golf's my favourite golf in the world.
Immensely difficult and subtle, and you'll enjoy them a great deal, I'm sure.
Well, it's been perfect because we've got Momoka and Cameron tied for the lead, so you couldn't get a better last group. You've got Dave McAluzzi, who's a local member, who's 3 behind, who knows the course. So we'll see what happens. Well, Cam was a great amateur player in Australia. There have been lots of good amateurs, but there's not many make it. And he's obviously an established player on the tour. Moko's Japanese New Zealander. When you watch her play this week, I'm sitting here at a bad shot, yeah. And Dave's, he was number 2 amateur in the world. He's played well enough in Australia this year to guarantee himself a card on the European Tour.
Speed up, same as on the range.
I'm just proud that I was making aggressive shot selection choices rather than playing safe. If you want to win a tournament, you kind of got to go out and hit the shot that's going to make it happen. And
how was that driver off the day?
Yeah. Well, that was a shot playing to win. He backed himself to go for it.
Do you practice that shot?
just enough to feel comfortable taking it in a tournament, yeah. Just a little bit.
I think professional golf's a lot more than just what happens from the first tee to the 8th green. It's how you manage your day and how you travel from week to week and how you live your life. And you know, it's not the easiest life in the world.
I've been out on tour like 16 years. I'm still learning as well.
Yeah, you're chasing those guys. You want to become them one day. So
it's just like a word I like to tell myself. So good vibes.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully I can help out a couple of guys and making it up their mind this is definitely the way for them. And
I've dreamt of being on the LPGA tour, obviously, so hopefully I get to keep on playing for a really long time.
I get as much out of them as they get out of me. I mean, not to be cliche, but you really do. As I said, they're enthusiastic and they're like I was 20 or 30 years ago, still in love with the game and excited about the journey, you know. Sometimes all you need is a little bit of encouragement, a bit of a nudge in the right direction.
Is there a different feeling for you on this ground than anywhere else?
I'm pretty happy here, yeah, absolutely. It's home. We've got great golf, by the water, good food, good coffee, good wine. What else do you need?
Not much, thanks, Geoff.
Done.
Appreciate it, bro.
Is that right?
Welcome right now.
Yeah, mate, how you doing?
Enjoy the dog side. Well,